Everyone laughed except me. The room had gone still just seconds before, right after my wife raised her champagne glass and announced, almost proudly, "Mark and I have decided to try an open marriage." The words dropped into the air like a live grenade, humming with shock and disbelief before the silence cracked into awkward laughter. Someone tried to make a joke, another offered a forced cheer, but I couldn't move. I just stood there, smiling faintly like it was part of some private bit I hadn't been told about. It wasn't. I saw it in her eyes, the glint of defiance, the slight tremor in her hand as she lowered her glass. She wasn't joking. She wanted this moment to happen. She wanted everyone to hear it. The clinking of glasses faded into a blur as my pulse roared in my ears. The air suddenly felt heavier, thick with perfume, alcohol, and the tension no one dared name. Our friend circle filled the room, people we'd known for years. And among them, leaning casually against the counter, was Ethan, my best friend since college. His smile didn't fade like the others. It lingered, steady, interested. I looked at my wife, at Lena. She glanced at him for only a second, but I saw it. The spark. The silent acknowledgement. The one that said this wasn't about an idea or a lifestyle. It was about someone. Maybe him. I forced a laugh that tasted bitter on my tongue. "That's news to me," I said. A few heads turned my way, expecting me to follow the joke, to play along. But I wasn't joking either. Lena's face went pale. "Mark, don't be dramatic. We've talked about this." "Kind of." "No," I said, voice low but sharp. "You talk." I listened. "That's not the same thing." The laughter stopped for good this time. Ethan's smile faltered, though his eyes stayed fixed on Lena. "Maybe we should talk in private," she whispered. I nodded, keeping my expression calm. "By all means." We slipped away from the living room, leaving behind an ocean of whispers and uneasy glances. In the hallway, the sound of music dulled to a muffled thump. I could smell the faint trace of her perfume, something floral, delicate, and entirely at odds with the storm brewing between us. "Why?" I asked quietly. She crossed her arms. "Because I'm tired of pretending everything's perfect. We've been stuck, Mark. You know it. Stuck is one thing. Announcing to everyone we know that you want to sleep with other people. That's another." She bit her lip, glancing toward the floor. I thought if I said it out loud, maybe we could finally stop lying to ourselves. I felt something hot rise in my chest. "What exactly are we lying about?" "That we're happy," she said, her voice breaking. "That you still look at me the way you used to." I stared at her. "And that's your solution? To test how much I care by humiliating me?" She flinched. For a second, she looked like she might cry, but then she straightened, trying to recover the same confidence she had in the living room. "It's not about humiliation. It's about freedom. I just want to feel alive again." "By who?" "Ethan." Her eyes widened. "Don't do that." I stepped closer. "You looked at him. It wasn't like that." "It was exactly like that." She turned away, pressing her fingers to her temples. He listens. That's all." "Right," I said quietly. "He listens, and now you want to explore." "Got it." She sighed, frustration mixing with guilt. "You make it sound cheap." I swallowed hard. "Then explain it to me in a way that isn't." She didn't answer. We stood in silence, the air between us thick with everything we weren't saying. I could still hear the faint hum of the party behind the door, muffled laughter, the sound of glasses clinking again. Life went on, even as ours was crumbling. When I finally spoke, my voice came out steady, too calm for what I felt. "You've already made your choice, haven't you?" She hesitated. "I just wanted to talk about it. At a party. In front of everyone. Including him." That landed. She looked up, her expression cracking. I didn't think it through. "No," I said softly. "You did. You just didn't think I'd make you face it." I walked back toward the living room. She followed behind, her footsteps quick, almost panicked. When we stepped through the doorway, Ethan was waiting. He looked uncomfortable now, eyes darting between us. Lena forced a laugh. False alarm, everyone. Just a misunderstanding. But Ethan spoke before she could go on. Actually, he said, clearing his throat, I don't think it's a misunderstanding. Her head whipped toward him. Ethan. He lifted a hand. No, Lena. You were brave enough to say it. So I will too. He turned to me. Mark, I've had feelings for her for a long time. I didn't plan for it, but it's there. I thought you should know. The room went dead silent again. Lena's confidence evaporated. Whatever control she thought she had vanished in an instant. She stood frozen, eyes wide, caught in the mess she'd started. I didn't move, didn't speak. I just watched her face crumble as the weight of what she'd unleashed hit her. Finally, I said quietly, well, there's your freedom. I put my glass down and walked out, past the stunned guests, past Ethan's conflicted expression, past the life I thought I understood. Outside, the night air hit cold against my skin. The stars blurred through the haze of city light. My heart pounded, not with rage, but with something deeper, an ache that felt like surrender. I didn't drive home right away. I sat in the car, staring at my reflection in the rearview mirror. I didn't recognize the man looking back. He looked tired, hollow, like someone who'd been holding on too tightly for too long. When Lena called later, I didn't answer. Her texts came in waves. First defensive, then apologetic, then pleading. I read every word, each one more desperate than the last. By morning she sent one final message. I made a mistake. Please come home. But she didn't mean home. She meant before. And we couldn't go back there. When I finally did return days later, the apartment felt smaller, stripped of warmth. Her clothes were still in the closet, her scent lingering faintly in the sheets, like a ghost that refused to leave. She tried to speak when I walked in. Mark, please. I stopped her with a look. You wanted to feel alive, I said. Did it work? Her lip trembled. No. Then maybe next time, I said quietly. Try feeling what it's like to lose everything first. I left again that night, the echo of her sobs fading behind me. And for the first time in a long while I didn't look back.